What's going on, everybody? Happy New Year 2023, a fresh start for everybody, hopefully. So what better way to start the new year than talking about something from the previous year, my top 10 movies of 2022. As of this recording, I have seen 145 2022 movies. Now, I consider them 2022 if they've obviously played wide or if they've at least had a week qualifying release. Now, I've not seen everything, obviously, that seems impossible to do, but I've seen enough to where I feel comfortable putting out this list now. Now, as always, this is just my personal list. There's no right or wrong answer, kind of. But as always, let me know your own top 10 in the comments. I'd love to know. Now, I don't do a worst of the year video, but if you do want to see my number 11 all the way through 145, here's my handle on Letterboxd. Link is also in the description. You can follow me there. Now, before I get to 10, let's talk about a few honorable mentions. I'll go pretty quick. Marcel the Shell with Shoes On, the best animated movie of the year, if we are considering it that, which, like, I have no problem with that. Best animated movie of the year. Jackass Forever, I'm stupid, so I love that shit. It's really been in my top 20 for a long time since I saw it. It's hilarious. Give it a chance. Bones and All, a movie that surprisingly worked pretty well on me. I was excited for it anyways, but honestly, it did its job. Glass Onion and Knives Out Mystery, just a good old times at the movies or at home, which is a little sad for the Knives Out franchise, but still good movie. Prey, I'm actually really surprised that Prey makes this list. I thought it was genuinely a great movie, not just like a good little Prey action movie. I really liked it. I think it's really good. She Said, a movie that admittedly would work pretty well on me. I just love those kind of movies, and She Said is a good example of that. I think it's pretty great. Decision to Leave, a movie that I wish I could have rewatched before making this list, but regardless, it's still good enough to be in the honorable mentions. We Koreans, we just got it different, bruh. And honestly, my hardest cut from the top 10 that I still think about putting in, even as of right now, because I like to have fun, Barbarian. Genuinely one of the best theater experiences I've had this year, and one of the craziest movies I've seen this year, just the wild tone shifts. I think it's awesome. Now, before I go through my 10 to 1, I have done reviews on most of the titles here. Not all of them, but most of them. So I'll kind of put them in the title card above if you want to hear like more genuine thoughts about it. But let's start with number 10.
I just don't like you no more.
You liked me yesterday.
Probably the wittiest movie I've seen this year. I don't even know if it's straight up the funniest. It might be. I don't know if it's straight up the sharpest. It might be. But to me, a good combination of comedy and being sharp is witty. And Banshees of Inisherin is a witty ass movie that I completely loved even more the second time. It's filled with some of the best performances of the year with Colin Farrell, Carrie Condon, Brendan Gleeson's good. And I'm gonna gloat once again. Barry Keoghan, after TIFF, I was like, bruh, why aren't people talking about this? That's the one right there. I felt very alone, but I feel very vindicated that a lot of people are now coming around to it. Banshees of Inisherin, probably my favorite Martin McDonagh movie. I think it's fantastic. So Banshees gets the list started at number 10. Let's move to number 9.
Welcome to Hawthorne.
Also a pretty sharp movie, just like I said about Banshees, but in a way, this is more of a wild ride to me, and that's just fun. You know, sometimes it's fun. Sometimes I want to just go on a nice little genre-bending ride, and The Menu is that. One of my favorite scripts of the year, and one of my favorite performances of the year, actually, in Ralph Fiennes as the chef. He is hilarious and also scary. One of my favorite parts about The Menu and why it's on my top 10 is because you can look at it as, you know, a satire and criticizing the rich, which I definitely think it is. But if some people kind of roll their eyes at that, you can also just look at it as a fun little thriller. And that's what it is. It satisfies both, satisfies the ones in between. I am one of the ones satisfied. The Menu, number 9. Let's keep going.
We know that we've not imagined these attacks. We know that we are bruised and infected.
Another movie I wish I could have rewatched before this, but Women Talking, when I saw it at TIFF, that was the second movie I saw at TIFF, and it really blew me away. I saw it and I was like, oh, that was fantastic. Like, that's a fucking movie right there, you know? That gave me everything I wanted. Now, admittedly, I am a sucker for these kind of movies, you know, definitely more dialogue driven. It's contained in a certain area for the most part. Some people look at that and they're like, oh my gosh, it's a play. I have never really understood that criticism unless it's just straight up a bad movie. To me, Women Talking does not get that at all. I think it's fantastic. I think the script is great. Sarah Polley did a great job as a director, regardless of the color grading choice, which has been talked about ad nauseum, and I won't add to that. But Women Talking, one of the best ensembles of the year. Every person in that cast giving a great performance. It's fantastic. So it slides in at number 8. Let's keep going.
This family is our fortress. Strong heart.
Why does my hair look so pointy? What the fuck? A movie that I just rewatched, and because of that rewatch, I did bump it up because Avatar: The Way of Water blew me away even more the second time. Is the dialogue still a little clunky? Yes. Is the story some insane, amazing piece of art? Probably not. Visually, yes, absolutely. I know that's been talked about a lot. I won't add to that. But really, the family aspect of Avatar: The Way of Water really hit me. Yes, it's beautiful. Absolutely. It absolutely is beautiful. Like the underwater scenes are just, oh my God. But the family aspect of Avatar: The Way of Water is why that goes up pretty high on my list as someone who does enjoy the first one. But like, goddamn, I was genuinely tearing up in Avatar: The Way of Water, something I never thought was possible. James Cameron really did it again. This is making so much money at the box office. Oh my God. Avatar: The Way of Water, number 7. Fantastic. Moving on. If there was an award for biggest surprise for me, it would actually be Top Gun Maverick. It wouldn't be some obscure movie that I'm like, wow, what fantastic. Top Gun Maverick, the most surprising movie to me, because I've said it before, I guess I'll say it again, I was not excited. And Top Gun Maverick fucking threw me on my ass and spanked me. It was just like, this is what a blockbuster should be, with just the most genuine thrills like ever. The way my ass was glued to that seat, and why have I mentioned my butt twice for Top Gun already? But the thrills are amazing. Tom Cruise is great. The stunts, the aerial choreography, I was like, oh my God, how do they do this? Like so real, like in camera, like practically. I mean, it's crazy. Top Gun Maverick, yes, it's a popcorn thriller action movie, but goddamn, they fucking did it justice there. Top Gun Maverick, number 6, top 5 time.
Giving your heart to somebody is the scariest, most perplexing thing.
This one is for me. I'll admit, this one is for me. I know people do like Cha Cha Real Smooth. This might be pretty high on some people's list, even though I have seen some Cha Cha Real Smooth truthers out there, which makes me feel good. It was my number 1 movie of the year for a little bit until everything else kind of came out, but Cha Cha Real Smooth has maintained its place in my top 10. Now, I don't know how old I look. I just had a birthday, actually. Thank you to everyone who wished me a happy birthday. Fantastic. That's on Twitter. This movie speaks to me because it's really at the right age. I mean, a dude who just came out of college and doesn't know exactly what he wants to do with his life. Does he like his job? Does he not? All these relationships he's dealing with, right here. This is the generation right here. And there's something about this movie where it just wears its heart like completely on its sleeve, like so openly about it. And for me to not take that in like a cynical way and kind of like snicker at it, which in some movies I'll admit I've been a dickhead about, but this one really touched me, and it really felt like a ray of sunshine just entered my heart. And honestly, that's why it's in my top 10. Cha Cha Real Smooth, number 5. Also one of the most surprising movies for me, because The Quiet Girl kind of knocked me on my fucking ass. I heard about it, and I know the reviews are very good about it. They're very good. But I was like, I know the story. I was like, I just can't see this movie like really wowing me. You know, that's what I really thought. And I was watching it at home in a screener. This is a movie that I actually haven't talked about much on this channel. And I was watching it, and I just had the urge to just cry. I really did. I really just had the urge to cry at any moment. For real. It was so weird. I've never had that reaction like that. Just seeing that little girl, I just wanted to cry. I don't know. I just really wanted to cry. And yes, the story goes in pretty much the way you expect, and the ending happens in the way you expect. I don't think it's a surprising ending. And yet, the amount of tears that were welling up in my eyes, it's making people cry. It's like a cathartic cry too. It really blew me away. I got to be completely honest. The Quiet Girl, solidly in my top 5. Number 4. Top 3. I'm just in Jordan Peele's pockets. Like, anytime he comes out with something, I'm there day one. Like, for real, take the money. It's done. Get Out is one of my favorite movies of the past decade when that came out. Us is a movie I really liked. And Nope is amazing. You know, this movie is good when I'm watching it in the theater and I'm like moving my head, like I'm trying to like see like what's above, as if that's gonna do anything. I mean, that's the grip that this movie had on me. And not to sound like a smart ass or anything, because I promise you I am not. There are so many themes of movies that just go completely over my head. But for Nope, for some reason, first watch, I was like, I get it. Like, done. I understand. And some people are like, I don't understand like why Gordy fits in or anything, or the Gordy part is like the worst part. No, I get it. I'm Jordan Peele. I got you. I'm in there. Okay. Nope. Amazing. It is so good. It is one of my favorite movies of the past couple years. 5 stars, and yet it's number 3. Let's go to number 2.
I always want to be part of something bigger, something that lasts, that means something more important than life.
Someone commented this on my list on Letterboxd, and I think it's pretty funny, but you know, Babylon has just slowly traveled its way up and up this list. It started low in my top 10 because, you know, first watch, I did really love it. And I just kept thinking about it and thinking about it and thinking about it. And then I rewatched it with my friends and I was like, oh, no. This is way too low. Slide it up. This movie puts pep in my step, if that's still a saying. It makes me feel alive. I mean, everything about it really clicked for me afterwards. And once again, let me repeat, I loved the movie the first time. I gave it 4.5 stars upon first watch. And now I was like, everything clicked into place as I thought about it, as I rewatched it, and it sings. This just, like, Damien Chazelle as a filmmaker just is different, bro. He just different. He does things with the camera that I'm like, Jesus Christ, he makes this so awesome. It is a very divisive movie, but when Babylon is reclaimed as a masterpiece 5 years from now, I'm just going to say I was here first. So Babylon at number 2, and really number 1 is no suspense there, but regardless, let's go to it.
如果有来生，我还是会选择和你一起报税，开洗衣店。
One of the best movies, one of the most unique experiences I've ever had. This is a movie where I've shown it to people and they've been like, okay, that is now my favorite movie of all time. And it really is just one of those movies. It sings perfectly. This is a fucking movie. It gives you everything you could possibly want. It's funny, it has action, it has heart, it makes you cry, it makes you laugh, it makes you feel good at the end. And because this movie has gotten so much hype, you know, obviously you see comments like it's overrated or whatever. I truly believe it's properly rated. I really do. I think this movie will stand the test of time. I truly believe that in my heart, that this movie will be perceived similarly to like The Matrix or whatever. It really is that good. I know. It's a weird movie. I get it. Multiverse stuff. This movie is a masterpiece. Absolutely. So you see the list now. Look at it. It just looks beautiful. I mean, that is my top 10 of the year. As always, with time, with rewatches, maybe I see a movie that I didn't see prior and I change the list. All of that will be updated in my letterbox, so you can watch it there. I hope y'all are buckled up for January, because January is going to be so insane with the Oscars and movies and everything like that. So I hope you are ready. 2023, hopefully it'll be a good year for the channel, good year for me, good year for you. Thanks for watching.